I'm here with the winner and still champion, Emmanuel Newton. Emmanuel, you dreamed about the spinning.
Got all lights on it, so it's really blinging now.
Well, now you had to work for that tonight.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah.
What was the game plan going in, and did that actually work out for you besides getting the win?
You know, it's kind of, the game plan's kind of like whatever, you know, whatever comes into play, and in the striking department, I don't know, man, I just didn't really feel like banging him tonight, you know, standing up and banging. I think maybe because I just fought last month, you know, so maybe the back-to-back fights, you know, I didn't have as much anger and grit and grind inside of me, so you know, so when it started coming into a scrambling match, you know, and I started getting the better of the scrambling match, I figured, hey, I'll just keep taking it on the ground, you know, and eventually the submission will open up.
Now, what was the game plan going into the fight?
You know, I mean, look, I really wanted the submission. I don't know why I saw that rear naked choke, you know. So I was definitely looking for the submission, but I definitely wanted to land some more stuff in the feet. But you know, I figured eventually, you know, like it'd go to the ground, and I mean, he had my back a couple of times, he had it mounted a couple of times, you know. So I said, okay, you know, and I got out, and then I started getting the better of the scramble. So I was like, all right, well, maybe the submission will work out, and it'll open up, which it did.
Now, I overheard some of the people in the crowd when your opponent was coming out and you guys were getting ready to go. There's a bunch of people that were like, "This guy's going to be nutting. The champ's going to retain the title," but he was a tough dude.
No, he's very tough. You know, like you know, he kept coming. You know, he used his range real well. You know, but you know, like I said, I just took him into deep waters, and eventually I drowned him.
And it looked like after every single round, it was just like a walk in the park. You must have some amazing cardio.
You know, Body Shop, you know, fitness in you know, Lakewood, California. You know, we really work hard. You know, I really got back on my road work. I really got back on my runs, and you know, making sure that my cardio will be right, my legs will be good. You know, and my muscles wouldn't fatigue, and I worked out tonight.
Yeah. Now, what's going to be next for you? As far as, are you taking a couple days off, then right back into training camp, or are you jumping right back into?
No, I'm gonna relax, man. You know, I mean, this is a back-to-back fight. I really felt it mentally tonight. I was just kind of like, man, I don't even want to be in here. You know, I went that time. I was just like, this guy's really coming, and I just wanted to see my daughter. You know, so but you know, but the fighter in me, you know, and then of course my cornerman, having an amazing cornerman, Antonio McKee. You know, they weren't gonna let me freaking quit, so they kept pushing. You know, and eventually he broke, and you know, and I got that choke.
That's cool. Well, thanks, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah. So during the match, Sal kept switching from butterfly guard as well as a 2-on-1 key-lock grip, and you kept engaging him on the ground. Did you feel like you had him somehow figured out in that regard, and you kept going at it, or what was your reason for doing it down at the same time?
You know, I wasn't really. I mean, he did look. I may have been in trouble a couple of times, but like submission-wise, I never felt I was in trouble. You know, I know how to escape from all that. You know, I've had over 30-something fights. You know, I've grappled with some of the best grapplers in the world. You know, so I mean, I wasn't really too worried about a submission. You know, even when he had my back, you know, defending real good. Like I said, I had Antonio McKee. You know, and nobody's got a grip like that man and scramble like that man does. So you know, grappling with him all the time in the gym, you know, definitely had me prepared for going against Lynn.
So you're saying that it was not your game plan initially to engage him that much on the ground, or was that sorry?
This is one of those fights where I knew that I think I was better everywhere. You know, so it didn't matter if he stayed on the feet, it didn't matter if he went on the ground, but, you know, the scrambling obviously is where we ended up at. We ended up, you know, doing a lot of wrestling. So when we were down there, you know, I was like, all right, this is where we're going to be, this is where I'm going to finish it.
Near the end of the fourth, you started wavering, getting weaker. Did you feel that when you were fighting?
Yeah, when I got the body locks and stuff and I started taking him down, you know, I could definitely feel that he didn't have much fight left. You know, so I was just like, well, I'm just going to keep doing this, keep the heavy hips, you know, keep the ground and pound, and eventually he'd break and something would open up, and the choke opened up, so I took it.
Yeah, great fight.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Fans at home, you agree with me. Linton Vassell's corner said all you need to do is take him down and get on top to win this round and this fight. Right now, it's easier said than done because Emmanuel Newton looks like the fresher fighter. Doing this commitment is so tiring, he lost it. Oh man, going for the rear naked, no hooks in.
That is tight, it's under the chin, and